if the biggest change your mind needs is not another self-help book? What if it is not another motivational speech, another promotion, another expensive therapist, or another attempt to optimize every second of your day? What if the thing your mind has been asking for is a different environment? Today, I am sharing one of the most personal episodes I have ever recorded. I personally left America to improve my mental health. Not permanently, but at this time, it was definitely the motivational factor. I did not leave because I hated America. I left because I realized I could no longer hear myself think. What happened after I arrived in Thailand surprised me in ways no psychology textbook ever prepared me for. So let's talk about that. For years, I did everything society told me to do. Serve my country, sacrifice, earn degrees, build businesses, help people, continue to achieve. From the outside, my life appeared successful. Many people looked at my resume and saw accomplishment. They saw education, leadership, and professional successes. But a resume does not tell you what happens when the room gets quiet. It does not tell you about the memories your brain refuses to file away. It does not tell you about the nights when sleep becomes a battlefield, or even the mornings when your body wakes up long before your mind has caught up, already preparing for a danger that no longer exists. As a military veteran, I experienced situations that permanently changed the way my brain processes the world. Combat teaches you lessons that are essential for survival in war. Remain alert, trust your instincts, expect danger, never become complacent. In a combat zone, those adaptations can save your life. But when the mission is over, the brain does not always receive the message that the danger has ended. Psychologists like myself understand post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, is not a sign of weakness, but as an understandable response to overwhelming experiences. PTSD can involve intrusive memories, nightmares, heightened vigilance, avoidance of reminders of trauma, and changes in mood or thinking. These reactions are rooted in the brain's attempt to protect us after extreme stress. For many veterans, hypervigilance becomes more than a symptom. It becomes a lifestyle. You scan exits without realizing it. You notice changes in people's voices before anyone else does. Crowded rooms become exhausting. Unexpected noises command your attention. Your nervous system remains prepared for threats that may never come. What once protected you can become exhausting when your environment no longer demands it. And that is the difficult paradox. The very skills that once kept me and other veterans alive can make it difficult to live after the conflict has ended fully. As psychologists, we often discuss PTSD as something that lives inside the individual. But we also know that context matters. Our surroundings influence how our nervous system responds. The environment can either reinforce a sense of danger or support a sense of safety. For me, the constant pace of modern life sometimes amplified that feeling of always needing to be quote unquote on. Endless noise, constant urgency, information overload, and social pressures can make it harder for an already alert nervous system to recognize opportunities to rest. When I eventually traveled to Thailand, I was not expecting a miracle. I was not even expecting my trauma to disappear. And of course, it did not. No more than my trip to Mexico many years ago. The memories remained. My military experiences remained part of my life. But something else happened. For the first time in a long time, my nervous system encountered an environment that consistently invited stillness instead of urgency. That distinction matters. No country can erase trauma. No temple can rewrite the past. No plane ticket is a cure for PTSD. Healing from trauma usually involves intentional work, and many people benefit from various treatments, evidence-based, such as trauma-focused psychotherapy, support from trusted professionals, and strong social connections. What changed for me was not my history. It was the space I finally had to respond to that history differently. Instead of constantly reacting to the world around me, I began observing it. Instead of feeling driven by survival alone, I began rediscovering curiosity. Instead of asking, how do I stay prepared for the next threat? I found myself asking, what does it feel like to be present when there is no threat at all? That question became the beginning of a different journey, not away from my past, but towards a healthier relationship with it. When I arrived in Thailand, something unusual happened. Nothing dramatic, no lightning bolt, no spiritual awakening, just quiet. The first thing I noticed was not happiness. It was the absence of constant psychological pressure. No endless competition, no pressure to prove my worth every day, no culture built around constantly comparing myself to everyone else. The pace slowed, and when the pace slowed, my thoughts slowed. Psychologists call this cognitive load. Every decision we make consumes mental energy. The more demands placed upon us, the less capacity remains for creativity, reflection, and emotional regulation. I did not realize how overloaded my brain had become until it had finally had room to breathe. You see, living in Thailand introduced me to Buddhist philosophy in a way my psychology textbooks never could. Not as religion, but as observation. Buddhism does not begin by asking how to become happier. It begins by asking why we suffer. That question aligns remarkably well with modern psychology. Both recognize that much of our suffering comes not simply from events themselves, but from our relationship to those events. We cling, we resist, we compare, we fear losing what we have, we fear never becoming enough. The Buddhist concept of non-attachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing every external event to control your internal peace. That idea has become one of my most transformative lessons on my journey. One concept we do not discuss enough as people is our nervous system's safety. Many people believe they have anxiety. Sometimes they simply have not experienced an environment where their nervous system can relax. When your brain constantly scans for deadlines, hostile individuals, blind spots, suspicious people, conflict, financial pressure, social judgment, political division, noise, traffic, and endless negative stimulation, your body begins treating normal life like an emergency. The sympathetic nervous system remains activated. Stress hormones stay elevated. Sleep becomes less and less and shallow. Patience disappears. Eventually, hypervigilance starts feeling normal. Then you arrive somewhere quieter. People smile. They are not rushing everywhere. The cultures value respect. Temples invite reflection. Nature surrounds everyday life. People smile. Suddenly, your nervous system remembers what calm feels like. Not because your problems disappeared, but because your body finally stopped preparing for battle. This episode is sponsored by the Mastery in Life Coaching and Counseling Wellness Center. The MIL Center offers 24/7 online sessions anywhere in the world, providing a confidential space to talk through your thoughts, emotions, and patterns while building self-awareness and healthier coping skills. They also offer support in relationships, leadership, athletic performance, and military personnel, including active duty veterans and family members. Thank you, Mastery in Life, for supporting the Mental Blueprint podcast and helping us continue conversations that promote emotional wellness and personal growth. Here's an important question. Did Thailand cure my mental health? No. Just as Mexico did not help me after a period of time of living there. In the beginning, I thought it was, but reality set in. And I tried it again, and I tried it again. Changing countries does not automatically heal trauma. You still bring your memories, your habits, your fears, your insecurities. Geography alone is not therapy, but changing environments can create conditions that make healing more possible. Sometimes healing is not about escaping your life. Sometimes it is about finding a place where healing has room to grow. Thailand did not erase my struggles. It gave me enough quiet to finally hear them. And once I could hear them, I could begin addressing them. Research constantly and consistently show that environment influences psychological well-being. Exposure to green spaces lowers stress. Reduced noise pollution improves concentration. Strong social connection protects against depression. Walkable communities encourages movement. Mindfulness practices reduce anxiety. Slower lifestyles decrease chronic stress. None of these ideas are uniquely Eastern or Western. They are human. Our brains evolved in environments very different from the constant stimulation many people experience today. Perhaps the question is not, what's wrong with me? Perhaps the better question is, what kind of environment allows me to become my healthiest self? So what changed? Here is my answer. I think more clearly. I react less impulsively. I sleep a little longer. I spend less time chasing validation. I notice beauty more often. I experience gratitude more naturally. I am less defensive. I feel less urgency. I have lowered my anxiety level. I am less angry. I am becoming more present. Not perfect, present. The loudest voice inside my head has even become quieter. And in that quiet, I have rediscovered curiosity, compassion, purpose, and peace. Leaving America was not about running away. It was about running towards something, towards stillness, towards balance, towards perspective, toward a life where success is not measured only by productivity, but by peace. So if you are struggling with your mental health, remember this. Sometimes healing begins with changing your thoughts. Sometimes it begins with changing your habits. Sometimes it begins with asking for help. And sometimes it begins by changing the environment that has quietly been shaping your mind all along. Your location will not solve every problem, but the right environment may give your mind the space it needs to solve problems you never thought were possible. My name is Dr. Bryant. Be safe.
You are listening to the Mental Blueprint Podcast with Dr. Bryant, where psychology meets purpose and healing begins with understanding. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you never miss a new episode, and continue building your mental blueprint for a healthier, more peaceful life.